It's crazy to think that Riolu kind of feels forgotten about considering the massive popularity of its evolution. We're hitting them all, and even though it's completely bypassed in some games, it can hold its own in battle. 70 attack and 60 speed are really good for the early game, but I don't know about you guys, I always just run around in circles to evolve friendship evolutions as quickly as I can, but if you don't, it's pretty good with counter, quick attack, and force palm, 3 stars. But its availability varies drastically between the generations. In Sinnoh you can't get it until after the 5th gym, but in Unova and Kalos it's basically a Route 1 Pokemon, and in Galar you can get it after the 3rd gym. So that just barely averages out to 4.5 stars in availability. Then Riolu and especially Lucario seem to be inspired by Anubis, the Egyptian god of the underworld whose main thing is weighing the hearts of these souls. Which seems to be a pretty easy line to draw to this line's aura sensing and powers, especially when you take into account the bone moves of Lucario, which is a tie to Anubis' bone staff. A little baby hero martial artist with aura powers inspired by an Egyptian god? 5 stars. And I do really like Riolu's design. For a long time it was among my favorites, even if it's nowhere near as loved or famous as Lucario. But to be fair, if its main thing was to be like the baby or younger version of Lucario, it does that very well. It absolutely looks like a brave little hero with its mask who may be really cute, but is also determined and capable. I thought I was just showing favoritism here, but it seems like you guys are with me on this one, 4.5 stars. So that will give Riolu a really solid 4.25 star final score and a spot to top the baby's top 5. Lucario is definitely a co-owner of the I was so loved and now I'm hated for it club, but does it have a chance to be our 3rd ever perfect 5-star Pokemon? We're rating them all, and it's genuinely incredible in battle. Its stats are really solid across the board, great attacks and speed, and decent enough defensively, especially paired with its incredible defensive typing of fighting and steel. This may be a hot take, but I love mixed attackers, especially when they come with a move as incredible as Aura Sphere, but even in Gen 4 with Swords Dance, Close Combat, Dragon Pulse, E-Speed, and pretty much any TM you could ask for, it's actually kind of broken. And its move pool in the newer gens is outrageous how stacked it is, not to mention how insanely early you get a Pokemon this strong into most games. So with that part especially, it gets an easy 5 stars in battle prowess. And Riolu got a really nice 4.5 stars in availability, but it has been the standard here so far that friendship evolutions get a half a star boost since you can get their final stage pretty much immediately, and that of course remains true here. And one is even handed to you for free early on in Kalos, 5 stars. And Lucario, as we talked about with Riolu, is then fairly directly based on Anubis, the Egyptian god of the underworld who weighs the hearts of the souls, which inspires Lucario's aura powers and is even further evidenced by the bone moves referencing Anubis' bone staff. The aura things could also be seen as a chi or chakra style martial arts, which would also explain its fighting type, and there's even more stuff explaining the mask pattern. This is for sure a 5-star concept. Then its design, as referenced at the start, is easily one of the most popular Pokemon of all time, and has been one of my favorites since I was a lot younger. Even if it has dropped a bit recently, regardless, it's still just an awesome design. Lucario undeniably has the most main character aura out of any Pokemon. It looks like a brave and steadfast hero or even vigilante. Even if the spikes seem a bit random, they do add to the rule of cool here, and annoying internet jokes aside, this is clearly a 5-star design, which means that Lucario has done it, a perfect 5-star Pokemon. It's the 3rd ever perfect 5-star Pokemon, not including Megas, and I really didn't think there would be one in Sinnoh, and so it of course makes some changes to the top 5. Mega Lucario might be one of the best Megas out there. We're rating Malin in battle. I mean, Lucario already got 5 stars, so then you boost its attacks up to 140 and raise its speed and defense, and oh god, you gave it adaptability to make its fighting and steel moves even stronger, not to mention how good of a typing that is on its own with an immunity and 8 resistances. And I mean, what more could you even ask for with its move pool? Aura Sphere, Close Combat, Dragon Pulse, E-Speed, Power Up Punch, Swords Dance, Aura Sphere, Calm Mind, and that's just the level up moves. It also gets plenty of amazing TMs. This is very obviously 5 stars in battle prowess. And as for availability, once again, Lucario already got 5 stars, but even compared to other Megas, this is literally the first one that you get, and it's handed to you as a gift. If it could be higher, it would. 5 stars. And the bro is definitely aura farming with these dex entries. It's bathed in explosive energy. It has no mercy whatsoever. Its aura expanded, governed only by its combat instincts. But for real, becoming a being of war and destruction when you're already based on the Egyptian god of the underworld is once again 5 stars. And its design is one of the more subtle transformations for a Mega, but I think that's a very good thing, as Lucario's design was already incredible, but I think it actually fixes its 2 small nitpicky issues, the weird fur shorts and the random spikes. Now its design flows much more cohesively, and the additional red coloration, the extended black patterns, and the fluffier tail I think are all genuinely great additions. At first, I really wasn't a huge fan of Mega Lucario, but the more that I pay attention and look at the details, I think this is overall an upgrade. 5 stars, which maybe unsurprisingly does give Mega Lucario a perfect 5 stars overall, the 3rd Mega to do so.